Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out a couple of epic canvas backpacks from a company called Tom Beckbe. And this is a brand that I wasn't super familiar with, but man oh man am I happy that they made their way onto my radar, as I have been super impressed as I've had a chance to test these out over the past couple of weeks. And in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use them. I'll show you how I've loaded them out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how they compare to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing, as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, both of these have kind of a vintage and adventurous style, which I really like. I'll be diving into the specific features of each one throughout the video, but both of them still feel like something that is just very classic. They have a lot of functionality on the exterior, pockets and straps, and so they're not the most minimal bags, but it does feel like kind of a timeless aesthetic, which is gonna work well in a lot of different environments. And then as far as the build quality, both of these are very solidly built. This exterior fabric is Tom Beckbe's field canvas, which is kind of a mixture of weather-resistant cotton and nylon. And like other wax canvas bags, this feels super rugged and like it's gonna patina nicely as you use it more and more. And then beyond that, you just have some really high quality feeling materials all throughout. For the buckles, the straps, the handles, you have some great accenting on the zipper pulls, on the logos, and then some very smooth working YKK zippers all throughout. In order to properly walk through the individual features of each bag, I'm gonna focus on one at a time from this point on. So starting off with the backpack, coming back around to the exterior, I really like the pockets that it has on the sides. These are what I would consider really solid water bottle pockets. They do have the ability to close, which makes them more versatile in my opinion. They have this snap closure here, and I like that they have this loop to allow you to properly close them with one hand. You can easily pull it open, and then there is plenty of elasticity and volume in this compartment. This was able to easily hold my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler, so it's got a good height, good amount of elasticity. You can't close it all the way, but when I'm carrying a water bottle, this is gonna, do the job just fine. And then I love that I do have the ability to use it to hold other items. So on the other side, I actually just tossed in my Peak Design packable tote, which, I typically have with me to have just an extra item from grocery shopping, or I wanna give myself some extra space. And so really love the idea there. On the top, you have a very nice handle here, super comfortable to grab. On the front of the bag, you have the Tom Beckbe logo, and I like that this is a little loop here, which you could maybe use to clip on an accessory with a carabiner or attach a bike light or something like that. And then the bag does manage to stand up pretty well on its own when it's packed out. It's got a little bit of a wider bottom, and so I was able to place this down and access the pockets fairly consistently, especially if the weight wasn't shifting around too much. Then taking a look at the capacity, this comes in at about 24 liters, which is a really great daily bag size in my opinion. I was able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me, and it felt like I had some leftover space for longer days. And because of the volume on the exterior compartments of this bag, it's not the slimmest or sleekest silhouette per se, but for me, even when I had it a little more loaded out, it still felt pretty manageable for navigating kind of my day-to-day, walking around crowded areas, jumping onto public transit. And because of the more flexible nature of the bag, it still feels like something like that I could carry on to a variety of domestic and international airlines. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding. On the inside, you have a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a pretty good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. And then there's no sternum strap included with the bag, but you do have some webbing here where you could potentially add one or just use this to attach additional things. You have nice buckles on the bottom to adjust the length of the straps. Everything feels well reinforced. And then on the back panel, you again have a nice bit of padding here with the breathable mesh. So great to see that distributed here. And then there's not as much elevation as I would typically like to see. So if you're wearing this for a longer period of time and it's loaded out, you will start to feel some of that moisture building up, but this is still more breathable than most heritage style bags that I've used. And then you also have a great luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a nice variety of pockets all throughout. I talked a little bit about the side pockets earlier in the video, so lots of flexibility and space there. And you have a great quick access pocket here near the top. So this is the type of pocket that I will always use to store my sunglasses. I'm able to easily get to them here. I like the amount of capacity that's offered. Could also hold my AirPods and a charging cable if I needed it to. And I like that this has a little rain flap that comes over the zipper to give you a little bit of protection. And then below that, you have an additional admin compartment. You have this snap closure that comes over these pockets to give you a little bit of, additional protection. Again, they'll cover the zippers here. And so, that's an interesting sort of design detail. I can see some people not wanting to have the extra step of releasing the flap, but I think that it looks good. It's pretty easy, again, to manage these buttons here. I actually like the implementation a lot. I like the additional protection it gives, and it's very quick to still get into these pockets. So everything is really well thought out. On the front, you have a zippered quick access pocket, pretty simple. This is where I have cable to charge my phone. Still had some extra space. Sometimes I'll toss a little notebook in there. And then behind that, you have another compartment, and I like the volume that this one has. So you can really fill this up with pouches, with accessories. At the moment, I have my alpaca admin pouch in there. And then there's a couple of slip pockets here that also offer a nice amount of space. I was able to store my USB-C hub in one of them, and then the cables that I use with that hub in the other one. But this would be great for portable batteries, for your phone. And so really like the layout that's offered there. And moving into the main compartment, this is a top-loading bag, very classic sort of Daypack style here, and it does give you the ability to open it wide enough to be able to access the items that you need, even if they're more towards the bottom. And so plenty of space here. Even with my typical loadout, I still had a little bit of leftover capacity here. And so diving in, at the moment, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then I have the Lockbee pouch that I've been using a lot as of late. Matches up great with the aesthetic of this bag. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 1 liter, and the half liter there. And at the bottom, I also have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 2 liters. So all of those fit in there comfortably. And then you have a nice open layout here, which is gonna work great if you wanna use this for minimal travel. I was able to toss in my packing cube, dop kit, and extra pair of shoes. I would easily be able to use this for a longer weekend trip. And then on the lid for this compartment, you have a little slip pocket here, which I'm not really sure what I would use this for, because it feels like anything that I would put there could potentially slip out. So I just kind of left this empty. It might have been nice to have a zipper pocket there. And then on the back of the main compartment, you have a padded laptop sleeve, and I like that this is a little bit thicker. It's also suspended off the bottom of the ground, so you can drop your laptop in there. It's not gonna be making contact with the ground, and this should be able to handle a 15-inch laptop, I believe. Currently, I have my 14-inch MacBook Pro. You can see that there is some leftover space here at the top. I would say that because of this lip here, if the bag is completely packed out and your laptop is a little taller, it might get tricky to get this in and out quickly. You can make it work, but this is one of those things that I'm always on the lookout for people that have larger laptops. But for mine, it works fine. I can get it in and out quickly. And now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. So pretty simple sleeve, but it does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there. And again, with the amount of padding that's offered here and the fact that it's suspended, it really does feel like my device is gonna be well protected while I'm on the go. So I really like the space and the layout of this main area and how everything is thought out throughout the rest of the bag. It's just got a very classic, functional vibe that I think works great. And if you're looking for a bag that has, the organizational layout of a more traditional backpack, but with the sort of wax canvas heritage appearance, then this is gonna be an excellent one to take a look at. And then coming back around to the Daypack, the layout and the silhouette are definitely a little bit different. This one is meant to be slimmer. It feels like it has a more modern profile, but it still has many of those heritage and kind of adventurous vibes. Starting off with the sides, you have compression straps, which are always great to have to just tighten the bag down when it's not as full. You can also use this to hold additional items. You have a pair of compression straps on each side, and you also have a water bottle pocket on each side that is underneath those compression straps. And so when you tighten those down, it keeps the water bottle pockets close to the bag, maintaining a more streamlined appearance, but they do offer a decent amount of capacity. So here again, I have my 26 ounce Yeti Rambler, and if I let everything expand out. I can push that in. You can see there's plenty of space here. These are pretty tall compartments, and so, very, very versatile. And then if you want to pull it out, they don't have elasticity, but again, the compression straps really help take care of all that. And so, those work well if you like a more traditional water bottle pocket. You still have the really nice handle at the top here. And this one won't stand up very well on its own. It does have a pretty slanted bottom, so I did have to rest this against the wall, a chair, when I was using it. And as far as the capacity, this one is also listed at 24 liters, which to me, it doesn't feel quite as spacious as the backpack. That could be because of the shape and the way that the pocketing is laid out. It does feel, slimmer. This is a bag that even when it's a little bit more packed out is gonna hug your back nicely, and it still felt like it could hold the items that I would typically need with me on my day-to-day, give me plenty of flexibility, and is definitely something that's gonna be great for navigating crowded areas, jumping into public transit, going into the outdoors, or traveling. Moving into the harness system, this one has also been quite comfortable. Lots of similarities with the backpack, and so you have good amount of padding on the straps. You have the breathable mesh on the inside. These straps are a little bit different at the shoulder. They feel more curved here, which I really liked. And this one does include a sternum strap that you can adjust, and it's got the sort of G-hook here, so very simple, useful system. It matches up with the aesthetic of the bag. And then on the back panel, you have a nice amount of padding, well distributed, breathable, and this one also has the luggage pass-through to allow you to rest this on your suitcase while you're on the go. Jumping into the organizational options, you have a nice top quick access pocket here, a zipper that's very smooth, and then you have a good amount of capacity here. Again, for my sunglasses, I have a charging cable in here, a headlamp, and so good amount of space. And one of the cool things that you'll see when we get into the main area is that it actually has a zipper so that you can access it when this flap is open. And then on the front, you have a very simple quick access pocket. It's got the snap closure here to make it very quick to get in and out of the pocket. Again, great design here with the ability to hook your finger there to quickly close these. One thing that I did notice about this compartment is that the flap doesn't always reach the edge of the bag. So if you happen to get caught in some rain, I'd be a little bit worried about water getting in and maybe pooling at the bottom of this compartment. So definitely something to think about. I wish this had been maybe a little bit wider. And then the amount of space that's offered here is, really nice. It does have some volume. It's not the biggest compartment, but it was able to handle the items that I was storing in the other version of the bag. So I had the USB-C hub, its cables fit in there. This is also a taller compartment, so I was able to store the Evergood Civic Access Pouch 1 liter. Here I have the Wax Canvas Edition, which I think just looks great with this bag, and beyond that, no other internal organization here. And then moving into the main compartment, this has a top loading style, but this is more of a bucket style bag. And so, pretty deep main area here. So anything that's on the bottom might be a little trickier to get to. And with 24 liters of capacity, or the listed capacity, it was still able to hold close to what the other bag held. It just felt a little tighter. And so it's kind of the same load out here. My Beats Studio wireless headphones, the Evergood Civic Access Pouch, half liter. I moved the alpaca pouch from the front into the main area just with the way that the space was kind of working out. I also have, again, the Lockme pouch and the Civic Access Pouch 2 liters. And it's interesting how the bag kind of slopes downwards. So, that'll determine how you pack everything out just to make sure that it sort of aligns with the shape of everything. But, still, good amount of capacity. This is another one that could work if I wanted to toss in a packing cube, and my DOP kit would also be a good minimal travel bag. And then, as I was saying earlier, you have the zipper here on the lid. So for that stuff that I had in this compartment, the charging cable, the headlamp, if I had just opened this bag up, I'd be able to access it from inside. So I'm always a fan of that design. And here you also have an additional zippered pocket. That's gonna be a good spot for smaller items. Here I have a nail clipper set, and I have a deck of playing cards just to kind of prevent things from falling all the way down to the bottom. And then on the back of this compartment, you again have a padded laptop sleeve. It is also suspended off the bottom of the ground. So I really love how easily I can drop my laptop in and not have to worry about it, kind of slamming into the bottom. And there's a good amount of padding on the sleeve here. And This one I think would work better with a taller laptop than the backpack. Just feels a little bit easier to access your device without that lid at the top. So if you have a 15 or 16 inch laptop, you'll be able to slide it in and out easily. My 14 inch fits very comfortably, and I actually have my tablet in here just to showcase how much space that actually offers. So it comes up a decent amount. Even if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. And yeah, I really like the simple layout that's offered here. And this is just a nice kind of alternative. I like the mixture of modern silhouette with kind of the classic features. And I think that both of these are really great, capable bags. I tend to gravitate towards the backpack a little bit more. There's just something about this style that really speaks to me and it matches up well with my packing style. But if you want something slimmer, the Daypack is going to be a very great alternative. And regardless of which one you go with, you're going to get some very rugged bags that have a great feel and are just going to hold up well over the longer term. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the backpack and Daypack from Tom Beckbe over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase these on the company's site. They're going to come in at around $325, I believe, so definitely a little bit more of a premium category, which tends to be the case with wax canvas bags. With these, you are getting something that is very solidly built. They're going to offer a nice feature set, and they also feel like they're going to compare well against some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing these out, the first bags they made me think of are the GoRuck Heritage GR1 and GR2, which have been some of my favorite EDC and minimal travel bags of the past couple of years. Super rugged, very comfortable to wear. I really love the layout of both of them. The GR1, of course, is going to be the slimmer, more minimal option. It's still got the clamshell style opening, quick access pocket, dedicated laptop compartment. The GR2, of course, has the extra clamshell area with built-in organization, same quick access pocket. And then they're both going to have the super comfortable harness system that's going to work great when you're carrying heavier weights. And you just have a rock solid build quality that's covered by a lifetime warranty. So those are also going to be in a more premium category. But if you're a fan of GoRuck's aesthetic, or you just want something in wax canvas that's going to work well in a lot of different situations, then those are going to be fantastic options to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Triple Lot Design Axiom Pack, which is available in a couple of different fabrics, but I've really enjoyed using the wax canvas edition as of late. It just looks great. It has that kind of heritage style vibe, but it still has modern touches like aqua guarded zippers. It's got a very breathable and adjustable harness system with the load lifter, so super comfortable to wear. Great organizational layout, lots of pocketing for all of your stuff. It's got the clamshell style opening. It comes in at about 19 liters, so it's a pretty slim and sleek bag. So if you're looking for something that's gonna be rugged, comfortable, and just maintain a very slim profile, then that's gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Rucksack from Nutsack, which also has a really nice wax canvas exterior. I really like the classic appearance of that bag. It's got the single adjustable buckle on the front, so very quick to open the bag up and get into the main compartment. That is a very classic top loader bag. It's got a nice amount of capacity, dual external pockets that can hold a water bottle, comfortable harness system. It's got a padded laptop sleeve on the inside, some built-in organization so it doesn't go overboard with the pocketing that it offers, but it's got a nice functional layout. And if you want something with a very classic appearance that's gonna hold up well for a long time, that's gonna be an excellent option to keep in mind. And then the last option that I'll mention here, if you have a little bit of a tighter budget, is the Fjallraven Raven 28, which I've talked about a lot on the channel over the past couple of years. It's one of the most versatile bags that I've used. I really like the layout of the 28 liter size of the bag. It is also offered in a 20 liter size, but the 28 liter comes with some extra organization without making the bag feel overwhelmingly big. So it's got some really great quick access pockets, a lot of admin organization. It's got the two external pockets that can be used for water bottles. The harness system has been improved on it, so it's got more breathability on the back, well padded straps. It's got a dedicated laptop compartment with a padded sleeve, and then a really spacious main area that can work well for your everyday. If you have a longer day on the town, you need to take some extra stuff. I've also used it for minimal travel. And then that one is also gonna come in at under $150, I believe. So, if you're looking for something with more of that kind of classic heritage aesthetic that's gonna give you a lot of organization and come in at that price point, and that's gonna be a really tough option to beat. With that being said, the Backpack and Daypack from Tom Beckbe hold up very well against all those options. I've been super impressed with how useful these have been, and I'm really excited that this brand is now on my radar. So if you're looking for a rugged wax canvas bag that's gonna offer a nice organizational layout and a really cool aesthetic, these are gonna be fantastic to consider. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of these bags from Tom Beckbe and how they compare to some of the other popular EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bags for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.